You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show.
Broadcasting live Monday through Friday, 10 a.m. to noon Eastern Time, exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
This is sports talk for the people.
Follow Stewart Media and Entertainment right now on Facebook to stay connected and locked in for upcoming events like the Couples and Cocktail Series, viewing parties, and much, much more. Up next, get ready to ride raw with the Doug Stewart Show.
This is sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce, the Doug Stewart Show.
Exclusively on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network.
Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW.
Doctor, this is the mayor talking.
All right.
Doctor,
Come on, what?
always do the right thing.
If you came here to hear for fake, you are in the wrong place. We are for real around here. We keeps it real. This is the Doug Stewart Show, the livest, the realest, the trillest sports talk show in America. Are you not entertained? This is Sports Talk with Hot Sauce, Texas Pete Hot Sauce, the Doug Stewart Show. Yes! Game time. That's right, it's game time. What's happening? Welcome to the Doug Stewart Show. This is a Throwback Thursday, and oh boy, got a lot of great things we're going to get into today on the show, as we do every single day. Yes, sir. You better believe it. Shouts out to all of the Stewies, everybody already in the chat room, man. Bring that beat back one more time. Bring it back one more time. There you go. Bring it back. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Man. Shouts out to everybody already in the chat room. All of the Stewies. That's what I call the people that listen to the show and that are in the chat room. Shouts out to all of y'all. Thank you. We're going to have some fun today. Interesting stuff to get into. Shouts out to all of the regulars, my peoples, a.k.a. the Stewies once again. If you're new to the show, if you're new to the Doug Stewart Show, man, thank you. What took you so long in finding us? Because we've been here. We in ya. We are in ya. But if you've just found us, man, thank you. And trust me on this. This is the most fun, the most interactive, the most entertaining, the most unfiltered sports and guy talk show in America. You better believe that. And we do this Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Couple of things you need to do if you're new to the show is you need to hit the follow button. Go to Spreaker.com if you're not listening on Spreaker right now. And go to Spreaker.com and hit the little follow button under the Doug Stewart Show. And so whenever a show goes live, not all the time I do the show at 10 a.m. Monday through Friday. I mean, 98% of the time I do. But for whatever reason it may be, I might have to change the time every once in a while. Once again, it's every blue moon. Or maybe, we're airing another show or we're airing an infomercial in the show, something you might need to hear. You need to follow the show. And that goes for everybody that also has been listening to the Doug Stewart Show. You need to hit the follow button on Spreaker.com. That is huge. And then you also need to hit the little chat bubble and jump into the chat room and be interactive. Be the co-host, the wingman for your boy. That's big. We have the best chat room in America. I call it the fantasy island of sports and guy chat, and its inhabitants are called the Stewies. Yes, sir. All right, so a couple interesting things we're going to talk about today, man, on the show. I mean, the show is sports. The foundation is sports, but we talk about a lot of other stuff, too, as well. Entertainment, pop culture, hip-hop culture, all of that stuff on this show. But a couple things in the news. Obviously, you heard what went down in Houston with the Rockets. We'll talk about that. You see the title of the show, Hail to the Greatest Coach Killer of All Times. Y'all know who I'm talking about. He killed another coach. So we'll talk about that. Tony Romo speaks, but is he saying anything at all? I don't know. Dallas Cowboy fans, y'all kill me. Y'all absolutely kill me. Dallas Cowboy fans kill me. And y'all have lost 7 games in a row. And then it's even more heartbreaking. 6 of those 7 games, I read a stat, y'all were leading in the fourth quarter and you found a way to lose. And you still think that y'all got a shot. Oh, hell no, y'all ain't got no shot. We'll talk about that. The Tin Man of the NFL rears his ugly head again. We'll talk about that. We'll hit a little bit of Empire talk from last night. Did you see Empire last night? We'll get into that conversation. And I know y'all think I've been doing this on purpose, but I swear to you, I put my hand on a stack of Bibles 10 feet tall. I did not intend to purposely not talk fantasy football. The Doug Stewart Show Fantasy League. Yes, I lost again. I think I've lost. I'm like the Dallas Cowboys of the Doug Stewart Fantasy League. I think I've lost 3 of the last 4. Man, injuries and bad timing with these buys have absolutely killed your boy. And I'm not making any excuses, but we'll talk about that today on the show as well. The number to the show, you can call the show old school style at 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. We'll also talk about some birthdays. We'll get into maybe I'll even sing for y'all today. That's right, you did hear me correctly. I sing also. If you're new to the show, not only do we talk sports, guy talk, and entertainment, get the word out. Not only do we do all of that stuff and have fun and laugh and joke and this, that, and the other, and all of that stuff, but we also have the opportunity to hear me sing on the show. I've been blessed with the gift of song, so every once in a while I'll even sing for you. So we might do that today as well. All right, but the big story, man. Kevin McHale is out. I'm just going to give you a little, setup for this, man. We'll get more into it in the next segment. But Kevin McHale is out as the head coach of the Houston Rockets. And this is after a man just received an extension on his contract less than a year ago. They've won over 50 games 2 years in a row at Houston. Made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. And you know about Kevin McHale as a player. I mean, most of you do. I mean, the demo of people that listen to the show, most of which are my age, so 40s, late 30s, early 50s like that. You know Kevin McHale is the player, man, one of the best players in NBA history, Hall of Famer, the best low post moves probably in the game. the game has ever seen. It's him. The holy grail of low post moves, I always say this, is him, Olajuwon, and Moses Malone. Like, they would kill your ass on them blocks. Absolutely kill you. And he's out of a job today. Fired. Kevin McHale is out of a job today. Now, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. The Rockets really started off really rough based on what they did last year going to the Western Conference Finals. 5-7 after the win last night. They do win in an overtime game against the Portland Trailblazers. But they're 5-7 right now, man. No one saw this coming. If you look at the Houston Rockets, man, and this what they did last year, making it to the Western Conference Finals, and really, really pushing Golden State in those finals. It's just they're underwhelming this year. And so a lot of times, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, a lot of times the way this works is you can't get rid of the players because the players make too much money. The players have too much prominence. They have too big of a name. And really the number one thing is the money aspect. But, and I'm not against firing coaches. And I guess when you have to do something, you can't continue to do the same thing and get the same outcome. That's the definition of insanity. I get it. But this one kind of feels nasty. It kind of feels nasty because he had been doing a good job. You know about his legacy. He's been a basketball guy forever and ever and ever. And once again, they had been doing a great job. He didn't forget how to coach. So I'm kind of torn on this one. In particular, if you look at the team, and we'll talk about that when we get back from the break. If you look at the team and some of the components of that team, you start to scratch your head. And you see the title of today's show, Hail to the Greatest Coach Killer of All Times. You know who I'm talking about. Now, I got a long-standing beef, and I don't have a beef with the dude, really, but I got a long-standing beef with one of the guys on this team. And if I had to place blame, all I'm saying is this is a reoccurring theme of one of the guys on this team. That's all I'm saying. We'll get more into depth about who I'm talking about when we get back from the break. And this whole thing, man, kind of stinks. What more can you do? Damn. They won what? 54 games in 2013. 56 games last year, 2014-15 season. What more can you do? There's one constant variable in this whole equation. There's one constant variable in this whole equation. We'll talk about his ass when we get back from the break. Don't go away. Keep it locked. This is the Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Throwback Thursday. The number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. Shouts out to everybody in the chat room, man. We got new people in the chat room. Shouts out to T-Dub, Ace Foster, Loose Neck Psy, Mocha Bella, 9-0 the Rhino, That Ninja. Thank you for making this the most interactive show in America. Thank you. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. This segment is brought to you by my folks from BV Mobile Apps. Are you an entertainer? You have to have an app presence in 2015. There's just no way around it, man. My folks at BV Mobile Apps specialize in designing apps for entertainers. So if you're a DJ, you have a podcast or something like that, man, they know your plight. They actually designed the app for the Doug Stewart Show. Very functional, no issues at all. It didn't take as long as I thought it would take to develop, and it didn't cost as much as I thought it would take to develop. And so holla at my folks online at BV, that's Boy Victory. It actually stands for Black Vibes. BVMobileApps.com. That's BVMobileApps.com. And tell them that the Doug Stewart Show sent you. All right? We're going to get into some birthdays here in a second. In the next segment, we'll do that. We'll talk once again about Empire from last night. I got some choice thoughts on that. Fantasy football, we'll get into all of that. A couple other little sports stories in the world of sports right now. Man, before I even get to this Houston Rockets stuff, man, condolences to Doug Flutie, man. I mean, former NFL quarterback Doug Flutie lost both of his parents yesterday within an hour of each other. And you always hear how these stories about how, couples that have been together for so long, one of them dies and then, another one dies very closely because, they die of a broken heart. His dad died of a heart attack, and then an hour later, his mom died of the same thing. That's crazy. My grandparents actually kind of something like that. My grandfather died, and we're talking about on my father's side. My grandfather died, and then I think it might have been 6 years later, or 6 months later, I'm sorry. My grandmother died, and this was way back when I was a real young boy. I think my grandfather died in 1976, but I remember that. I was only 7 years old at the time, but I remember it was so odd. My grandfather died, and then my grandmother died immediately following, and they had been together forever as well. Doug Flutie's parents were together for 56 years, man, so condolences to his family. Man, that's tough. That's real, real tough. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com. So I talked about it in the first segment, man. And y'all know who I'm talking about, man. Y'all know I'm not a Dwight Howard fan. He tried to run up on me on the plane. He tried to run up on me on the plane because I had been keeping it real about him. in his elementary game back during this time. This is like 5 or 6 years ago, and his game still ain't got no better. So all I'm saying is this. They just gave Kevin McHale an extension in his contract, I think it was 10 months ago, okay, for doing such a great job. Once again, this team had won over 50 games 2 years in a row, made it to the Western Conference Finals last year. Kevin McHale been in basketball forever, okay? And he didn't forget how to coach. All the things that he did last year, he didn't forget how to do them. And once again, I'm not against a team, firing a guy because they need just a new voice. I gave the perfect example a couple of days ago when you talk about Mark Richt. No disrespect to Mark Richt, but it's time to hear a different voice, okay? He's been there for, 15 years? I mean, Kevin McHale's been there a couple of years, man, and done a bunch of great things, and they get him out like he forgets how to coach. There's one constant variable in all of this, though, and it's old Dwight Howard. And I see in this chat already, we got all these people already defending Dwight Howard. I guess maybe they're his cousins or something like that. The guy is from Atlanta, and a lot of our listeners are from the ATL. And I love ATL, but I got to keep it real. And I've always kept it real on this particular guy right here. All of the talent in the world look like Tarzan, play like Jane. And that's Dwight Howard. I mean, it's as simple as that. You go back to Orlando, got Stan Van Gundy fired. And they were winning like 50 games a year themselves. Okay? And then we make all of this big hullabaloo, and I say we because I'm a Lakers fan. We make all of this big hullabaloo, and we bring Dwight Howard in, and freaking Mike Brown, God bless his soul. He's not dead. Okay, I'm getting the thumbs down from Waterhead. He's not dead. God bless his soul, Mike Brown. He gets fired, I think, like in the first week and a half of the season. Because Dwight Howard just not playing inspired. They're talking about him. He's like one of them locker room lawyers, too, I believe. And then look at this. Kevin McHale, the great Kevin McHale. For if anything else, if you're Dwight Howard, you should be happy to have Kevin McHale around so he can show your ass some low post moves and help your offensive game. You should be happy to have a Hall of Fame great player like Kevin McHale coaching you. But no, they're playing uninspired. And for some reason, Kevin McHale loses the team. That's the quote that they always throw around about coaches. Somehow, he's lost the team. So, his ass got to go. All I'm saying is, if your alpha dog don't have no heart, okay? If your alpha dog got the same offensive game that he had as a 19-year-old kid, if your alpha dog ain't leading your team to championships, when once again you got a body like the gods. I mean, Dwight Howard's a chiseled specimen. Once again, though, looks like Tarzan, plays like Jane. And I don't know what happened in that locker room. We'll never know. But I'm telling you, Dwight Howard is the constant variable. No heart. Who leaves L.A.? And this ain't, listen, I'm trying to be as non-biased as I can be in a Laker fan, okay? Who leaves L.A. when you have the opportunity to be the core piece of that organization? An organization that had Wilt Chamberlain, an organization that had Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, an organization that had Shaquille O'Neal, all had success, all won championships. You have the centerpiece, you have the ability to be the centerpiece of that organization with all those great legendary players at that center position. You have the ability to be the centerpiece for the next 7, 8, 9 years, and you decide to leave. Why would you leave that? Because you don't want to hear Kobe get on your back? That's very telling. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's very telling you would leave Los Angeles, California. All right? Hollywood, the Lakers, Showtime, Prime Time. The legacy of great players in that organization, the championships, and they're basically setting everything up for you. And because Kobe gets on you a little bit, you go and you want to play for Houston. It's very telling. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It's very telling. I'm not going to get my blood pressure up over no damn Dwight Howard. All I'm saying is a constant theme with Dwight Howard. Somehow he underperforms, then the coach is blamed, magically. I don't know. What are your thoughts? And I know a lot of you disagree with me, but that's fine. I mean, this is America, Jack. You got that right. You can disagree with me on anything the hell you want to. You can. What are your thoughts? 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Once again, I'm a guy that believes in, if you're not getting the maximum output from your players, if you aren't, I understand them going in a different direction. A lot of times you just need a different voice, But in the same time, and I've heard people make this, this argument, perfect example. You look at what's going on right now in Golden State. They got freaking Luke Walton, who never coached a day in his life, head coaching the Golden State Warriors. And you know good and well Luke Walton didn't do anything magical, but they're undefeated. A lot of times it's all about the players. I mean, you're a pro. You're a professional, okay? It shouldn't take a lot to motivate you to put out your best and to be a good basketball player. It shouldn't take a lot. You're a freaking pro. That's why they call you a pro, okay? That's why they pay you millions and millions of dollars. So I don't know how much even a coach weighs into it. But when you throw around this stuff about he lost the team and then magically one guy on your team has had the same scenario a couple of different times of record? I don't know, man. I don't know. Sometimes at some point you got to look in the mirror. Like Michael Jackson said, you got to look at the man in the mirror. From Brother Babe, he says, but Doug, Houston has a black coach now. You should be cheering that, right? I'm always happy for a brother to get a job. BJ Bickerstaff, Bernie's little boy. I'm always happy for that. That ain't got nothing to do with it. One thing got nothing to do with the other. They're not mutually exclusive, of course. I mean, I guess you're trying to be funny. I'm happy that a brother gets a job at any time in sports because there's so few out there. And it happens so irregularly, of course. But I don't care about that. If you're a good coach, you're a great coach. Bill Walsh, great coach. Bill Belichick, great coach, even though he be cheating like heck. So I don't get into that type of thing about, race and whether a person does a good job or not. I don't care if they green. That's fine. Of course I'm happy that a brother got a job. And it's just an interim job. I don't know what BJ Bickerstaff has done to get a job and keep a job like this, more importantly, because he's the interim coach right now. We'll see what happens. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougstewartshow.com. Man, and I appreciate all of your chat. Whether you agree with me or disagree with me, that's fine. On Dwight. Trust me. This is one show where you don't have to agree with the host. We disagree all the time. But like the great Cedric the Entertainer said once upon a time, this ain't nothing but healthy conversation. It ain't nothing but healthy conversation. And I think Dwight Howard is a coach killer and has zero heart. And I do mean zero. Negative heart. Negative heart. All right, when we get back from the break, man, all I'm going to do is read your chat. We'll talk about some birthdays. That's what we normally do in the second segment of the show. And I'll get your thoughts on, I guess, my little rant about what's going on with the Houston Rockets. All right? Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Texas Pete Hot Sauce. Don't go away. The Doug Stewart Show. Damn it. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's Sports Talk with Hot Sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. The realest, treeless, most unfiltered sports talk show in America. Speaking of which, I had a little slip of the tongue yesterday. Y'all still emailing me about that. Ah, that's so funny. That's so funny. Yeah, I used the N-word yesterday by mistake. But it's online radio, so it's all good, shouty. It's all good. Hey, the number to the show is 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Man, we are doing some great things on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Do you or anyone you know have a business, a product, or an event coming up and they like to get the word out to the masses, man? We are doing promotional interviews on the Doug Stewart Show and the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. We're also hosting events, or you can hire me to speak at your event as well. Man, we got a lot of great things going on. Voiceovers, promote you on social media. We can do all those things right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Once again, don't forget, we have close to 10,000 followers just on Spreaker alone. Verified. Okay, you can go and see for yourself. All right, over 300,000 listens. So we have a wide reach right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. If you'd like to do some business with us, email me at doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. All right, that's doug@thedougsstewartshow.com. Speaking of which, today, if you're tuned in to me right now, man, you don't have to go anywhere. This is something new we've been doing for over the last couple of weeks. You don't have to go anywhere, man. Just sit by your desk and just wait. Immediately following my show today at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, we're going to air the Kicking It with Kesey show right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network today. The art of storytelling. Is it a lost art? My man Kesey goes through a musical discussion of storytelling, hip-hop, while highlighting various styles. He's also going to play some old-school music as well today on the Kicking It With Kesey show, immediately following my show. So my show is done pretty much at like 11:55 at 12 p.m. today, Eastern Time. Just stay tuned. You don't have to log out or log back in or anything like that. Just stay tuned to the Kicking It With Kesey show today on the Doug Stewart Show and on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. All right. Birthdays today. Celebrating their 26th birthday is rapper Tyga. I don't know what the hell Tyga sings. I always get him and them other cats today. I don't know Tyga between Future and what's the dude that's with Birdman and that guy. I don't know Tyga from Adam, but he turns 26 years old. I do know that he's the kid that's messing with one of the Kardashian girls. Oh no, the Jenner girl. I always get them mixed up too. So happy birthday to Tyga in any regards. Happy birthday, Tyga. 26 years old. Meg Ryan is 54 years old today. Happy birthday to her. Larry King, you talking about having a good run? Larry King turns 82 years old today. Happy birthday to Larry King. That's a great run, sir. That's a tremendous run. 82. And he's still working. You know you love your job when you keep working after 65. And you got all the money you need, because I'm sure Larry King got a pocket full of money. You know you love your job still doing that. So happy birthday to him. Ryan Howard turns 36 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Who else we got? Kenneth Fareed turns 26 years old today. Happy birthday to him. Ted Turner, Mr. ATL, turns 77 years old today. Erica Alexander. You know who that is? You might not. You may not remember because I haven't seen her really do anything. I don't know what she's doing these days. Erica Alexander turns 46 years old today. She played Pam in, I think that was the name of her character. Was it Pam? It might have been Pam. In the TV show Living Single. That's right, with Queen Latifah and Kim Fields and all of them, which was a good show. And I actually looked it up. Maybe it was on this show or maybe it was on the Two Live Stews. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We had this long, drag-out debate about which was first. And it was Living Single. No, and it couldn't have been Sex and the City. But there was another show that was on that was similar to Living Single. And we had this big debate about it. And now I can't remember. I feel bad about that. But I made the argument that Living Single really was the precursor to Sex and the City, and there was another TV show as well, and they basically stole the whole format. You know, 4 chicks living together, and you know the shenanigans that they get into and whatever. And Living Single was first. Living Single came out in 1993. Sex and the City didn't come out till 1998. You know, and Sex and the City, I mean, I've never really watched it, but I know the premise of it is the exact same thing. And Living Single was a good show. I always used to laugh off of that, man. So happy birthday to Erica Alexander. And as a matter of fact, I thought that she was like the best actor on that show. You know, she really hadn't done a lot over the years since then. She was actually a cousin of the Huxtables on the Cosby Show as well. I can't remember what her name was on there either. But happy birthday to her. Real good actor. Hope she's working. And also, damn, you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Ahmad Rashad is 66 years old today. Happy birthday to the great Ahmad Rashad. Now, what I'm going to do here, former NFL receiver, wide receiver, selected to 4 Pro Bowls, became a sports broadcaster after retirement. He's 66 years old. You know what else he's known for, too, is he married Felicia Rashad. I don't know. I guess her name was Felicia Allen before that. I want to read some of this stuff because I pulled this up before the show about Ahmad Rashad. I think this is kind of interesting. This is kind of like reading from his personal life bio online. It says in 1972, Rashad converted from Pentecostalism to a small sect of United Semitters International, which is unorthodox Islamic views. And actually his birth name was Robert Earl Moore. I didn't know that. I always knew Ahmad Rashad, and now I understand why, because he converted to this sect of Islam back in 1972. I was like, yeah, he's got a Muslim name, but I didn't know the whole story. It says he legally adopted his current name, which means Admiral One led to truth in Arabic a year later. The name change was not well received by many Cardinals fans, so he was drafted by the I'm assuming St. Louis Cardinals back during that time. They were St. Louis when I was a kid. His last name comes from his former mentor, Rashad Khalifa, founder of the Semitters, who was assassinated in 1990. Rashad explained to a reporter in 1991 that his religious views were never akin to those of the Nation of Islam, or so-called black Muslims, he explained. Now, that makes a lot of sense, because I've always thought about Ahmad Rashad, and says, man, he's kind of like one of them real straight-laced brothers. Like, he don't have no radical, sense about himself. Because I know a couple of Muslims and brothers in the Nation of Islam, and, they're very pro-black, which is nothing wrong with that. But I've never heard, Ahmad Rashad being part of any type of civil protest or anything like that over my years. He's, the clean-cut, straight-laced dude. And that kind of makes sense. He explained, this is Ahmad Rashad, as far as I was concerned, the black Muslims were a racist sect. The same to me as the Ku Klux Klan or anything that was exclusive to one race. Makes total sense now. I totally get his whole makeup. He married he married Cosby Show actress Felicia Ayres Allen, to whom he proposed to on national television during the pregame show of NBC's broadcast of the Thanksgiving Day football game between the Lions and the Jets. I remember that. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. It was the third marriage for both. Unlike many actresses, she adopted her husband's surname and kept his professional name, Felicia Rashad, ever since. Out of this marriage, Ahmad Rashad's been married 4 times. I didn't know that. And actually, Felicia Rashad was his third wife, and his 4th wife he's married to now. He got a ton of kids as well. Happy birthday to the great Ahmad Rashad. Everything you ever wanted to know about Ahmad Rashad. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense now. I'm like, he don't act like most brothers on the corner selling bean pies. Well, happy birthday to all of those people, man. If you got a birthday, you got a family member that's got a birthday, man, let me know about it in the chat room or email me or something like that, and we'll give you a shout out on the Doug Stewart Show as well. All right, damn it, we up against a break already, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. When we get back, all I'm going to do is read chat. That's all I'm going to do. We got to talk a little bit about what's going on with the Dallas Cowboys. Tony Romo speaks. Got to get into this Empire stuff. Matter of fact, what we'll do when we get back, too, is we'll talk about Empire briefly. What happened last night. A lot of you have already tuned out. I'm pretty damn close. But we'll kind of discuss, for people that are still watching it, what happened last night, all right? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. This is your folk, Doug Stewart. Want to protect you and your family from life's unexpected mishaps? Then join 7. Join 7 is a prepaid legal company under the umbrella of the Protection Group. Join 7 is the only group benefit or motor club in the U.S. that offers auto reimbursement coverage, key replacement coverage, roadside assistance, gives you a current Medi-File, prescription savings, and fully encompassed prepaid legal benefits that include identity theft. They got your back. The average combined cost to purchase these benefits individually is over $850 a year. Join today and take advantage of all 7 for $17 a month. They've been around for over 20 years, so check them out by clicking on the banner link on my page, thedougstewartshow.com, or the app. Just go ahead and join 7.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Vegas, I believe, is the only state, or Nevada is the only state where they have legalized prostitution in these whorehouses, and they call them brothels. And it's not in the city limits of Vegas in that particular county. It's like the next county over, and I've just heard all of this on the street. I just heard about this. But this is how it actually is. So, like, one county over, if you drive, and I think this story said it's like 70 miles where Lamar Odom was found. This next county over, they have legalized whorehouses. The technical term is brothels. Yes, Tree.
I mean, I'm going to say something that may surprise you. To be honest with you, like, they need to legalize it everywhere because...
Whoa. Wait a minute, Aunt Esther.
No. This is real talk here.
Okay.
The government has no business telling people where they can fling their cat, get their vitamin D. It's not up to the government to decide that. So while I wouldn't choose that as my lifestyle, shout out to Nevada for understanding that that's that woman's body.
Yeah.
And she can do what she wants with it.
In theory, I 100% agree with you. I didn't know we were going to start this social conversation on whores and whorehouses in America, but I agree with you, Tree.
I'm telling you, just stop it, government, and legalize the kitty.
Legalize? Wait a minute. I think we got a new moniker now for the show. Legalize the kitty.
Sports talk. Straight, no chaser.
Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you. We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners, over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! If you're not stewing, what in the hell are you doing? This is the Doug Stewart Show. Sports talk with hot sauce, Texas Pete hot sauce. Drop that beat. It's a tight track right here for real, though. I just talked about these young rappers, and I don't know who this is. Rich Homie Quan, Tyga. I don't know who the hell this is sings on this track, but I love this. The dude that dude right there. Yeah, he sings on this. I don't even know his name, but a lot of these tracks they got today in 2015, they're very nice. They're very nice. The rappers are booty. All these rappers suck today. And that's why my man, and this is a perfect segue, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. I'm pretty sure that's why my man Kesey is having this episode of his show today. The art of storytelling, is it lost in hip-hop and rap? Because when I turn on the radio now and I listen to Hot 107.9, that's the rap station here in Atlanta, or that new station here in Atlanta, 94 point something, that they have the Breakfast Club on, my man, my homeboy Charlemagne the God. Like every rapper under the age of like 25, all sounds like that dude Future. Like, they aren't rapping about nothing. They aren't telling any stories or anything. Like the great KRS-One and Rakim Allah are turning over in their graves right now by this rap today in 2015. A lot of the beats are tight. I got to give it to them. But a lot of the rapping, man, absolutely sucks. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Speaking of rap, man, last night, Empire, I got to go ahead and give them credit, man. I think last night was the best episode of the year. And maybe I think it was the best episode of the year because they didn't do anything over the top silly that I could pick out. I will say this, though. I am getting sick and tired of the kid. Which one is it? Jamal? Is Jamal the middle kid? The one that's gay? Nothing against him being gay. That's his business. But I am so sick of him just busting out singing in the middle of this damn show. I'll say that, too. Like, they pretty much built the show around him over the last couple of weeks. Now, a couple of observations. Clearly, if you saw the episode last night, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, Pepsi had to pay a boatload of money to, I guess, Fox and to the producers of this show because Pepsi now has a big, bold storyline. You remember back in the day when we were growing up, a lot of times they'd make reference to a particular product, but they would never make mention of the brand because I guess they wanted the brand to pay them. And every once in a while, you'd see something like that. Pepsi is all aboard. Pepsi is all aboard. If you saw the episode last night, man, they had a huge part in this episode. And I guess what they do, they're going to be like the main sponsor in whatever type of way. They're putting money behind Jamal. Once again, is the guy that sings. He sings great. The middle son, but they were all in this thing, and they actually had this email or online campaign tied into Empire last night. You saw it come across your timeline on social media. They had commercials actually, tied into the episode last night, real commercials. And then the whole thing with Jamal is he was, producing a song to do a Pepsi commercial. So they're all in. That was cool. I'm happy for everybody getting their money, I guess. And the other thing they made last night pretty good was the rap battle. Was the rap battle between Hakeem, better known on the streets. Hakeem evidently is a real rapper. I looked this stuff up before the show. Yaz the Great. Okay, so I guess he's one of these new school rappers that, once again, I really don't pay a lot of attention to. But Yaz the Great against, what's her name on the show? Frida Gatz. Which is Frank Gatz, Chris Rock, who got killed in prison one of the early episodes of the season, which is Frank Gatz's daughter. And I've said this for a couple of weeks in a row. I just killed these young rappers today because, their styles is real lame to me and they're not really saying anything. But let me tell you this. I've said it like 3-4 weeks in a row. This Frida Gatz shit, a chick, and her real stage name is, she's a real rapper. Is Breezy. This chick got skills. She got mad skills. I love her voice. I love her flow. I don't know how much of her stuff she's writing, but I love her whole aura. Now, clearly, she's a lesbian, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with that. If she wants to be a lesbian, that's fine. Just like I said about Jamal. That's their business. But clearly, this chick got some skills, and I don't know how big her name is in the industry outside of the TV show or whatever, man. Her voice is killer. Her flow is killer. Her whole demeanor is killer. And obviously, she didn't win the little rap battle thingy last night because, hell, it ain't her show. It's Hakeem's show. So Hakeem won the little rap battle, and I thought he was good. I thought he was all right. I still thought that she won the little thing, and this is kind of like talking about wrestlers, professional wrestlers. It's all fake. It's a show, but I really love her, man. I think that she's going to be real big in real world rap coming up here real soon. She's got the marketing campaign behind her already. Maybe Hakeem's going to be big in real rap world. I don't know. But that girl, she tight. She tight. All right, man, it's just too much chat to read, man. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. From Tight Sigma, he says, ain't watching no damn show where the dudes bat their eyes and pucker their lips. Not all of them do. Some of them do bat their eyes and pucker their lips. And all the chicks have snarls like they packing strap-ons. It's not all like that. A lot of it is like that. From Fell Pay, no lyrics necessary. From Miss Mocha Bella Thorny, must admit, I don't watch Empire at all. From John Fisher, that rapping chick on Empire was on Kendrick Lamar's new album. Okay, see, I don't have Kendrick Lamar's, and I've never heard Kendrick Lamar's whole album, so I wouldn't know that. From Bama, G23, will Ohio State remain undefeated? They got Michigan State this week. Obviously, we'll talk more about that tomorrow. From That Ninja, you can't dance in a rap battle. That was part of the whole thing last night. They told Hakeem that not only does he need to rap his brother, the brother Jamal, not only does he need to rap in this battle or whatever to win, but he needs to go ahead and show his style and he's a performer as well. I don't have any problem with that at all. If you're a performer, I mean, that adds to what you do. So I didn't think that was a bad thing at all. From Fell Paid, Daddy's Little Girl, no lyrics, be easy. Bodied, yeah. I love that little battle thing she did last night. From Uncle Luke, she should keep Frida Gatz. Yeah, I mean, that's a marketing thing. Maybe she should keep the name Frida Gatz because that's what she's known for. It's an easy translation, and people will remember. It's marketing. That might be a good idea. Luke's next side. Thelma is on Black Jesus. She is definitely still holding something. Keith wasn't hitting that right. What do you mean Keith wasn't hitting that right? Speaking of Black Jesus, I watched Black Jesus last night. I am so far behind on Blackish, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. We talk about all of the Black shows, Blackish, Black Jesus, Empire. But I have not seen one episode of Blackish this year. And obviously you can see them on demand, so I just plan to go and binge watch and watch them all because I know it's a great show. I put y'all up on Blackish. But I haven't been watching because there's a conflict when it comes on at the same time as Empire. Maybe I should watch Blackish and DVR Empire. I don't know. From Thorny Switch, I watched Unsung with Nate Dogg and then did more homework. Can't get into Empire. I saw the tail end of the Empire, not with Nate Dogg, but with what's the DJ Quick last night. I saw like the last 30 minutes of that. Pretty good stuff, man. I didn't know. Let me tell you something. Unsung is a pretty good show. Very good. As a matter of fact, I saw a commercial where they said they're going to do a marathon of Unsung on Thanksgiving weekend. And they said they have like 199 episodes or 99 episodes or something like that, man. So that's some good TV watching right there. From KC or RC, I listened to an interview with Big Daddy Kane and Ed Lover, and they talked about the beef between Kane and Rakim. Kane said Rakim was a great rapper, but he's not a battle rapper. Rakim versus Kane would have been epic. Oh, that would have been classic. From That Ninja, he says Ahmad Rashad said the KKK and black Muslims are the same. F Ahmad Rashad too. Now I don't agree with that statement. If that's the statement that Ahmad Rashad made, I don't agree with that at all. From Chef Ivan the Great, Empire's booty. That boo boo kitty chick is both. In a good way though. Lord have mercy. Yeah, boo boo kitty is fine. There's no denying that. From Ace Foster, my dream is dead, Griff. I see her at family events. I don't know what they're talking about. From Clay Davis says sheeted by Ace Foster, right? More slave ships went to South America than the U.S. Damn, boy, y'all be having some real deep discussions in the chat room. From Miss Mocha Bella, Thorny, Doug always be killing off folk. I don't mean to do it. Vince Wright, Boo Boo going crazy, Bo Shiggity. Yeah, she is. That was a theme that happened at the very end of the show. The great Vivica Fox made her entrance last night into Empire. So Boo Boo Kitty going crazy. Vivica Fox showed up on the scene. Cookie's big sister, flossing. It was a pretty good episode last night, I think. So they kept me for another week because I pretty much been on the fence on whether I was going to stop watching it or not. It got so crazy in my mind. But I'm going to watch next week. They're already talking about a spinoff with Cookie's family, headed up by Vivica Fox. So Oh, no. We'll see. All right, when we get back from the break, man, hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Got to talk about the Dallas Cowboys, Tony Romo in particular. I'm going to get to some of your thoughts and read some of your chat on what you think about this whole situation going down in Houston. Kevin McHale is out. Dwight Howard is the coach killer, I say. That's what I say. Might not be what you say, but that's what I say. Sports talk for the people. The Doug Stewart Show. Don't go away. Fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's Stu for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong, like receiving extra, like free shrimp. But they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential. And if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish. I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost that life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me too.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
Hour number 2. That's right, hour number 2 of the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to all of the Stewies out there. Thank you so much for joining your boy. I really do appreciate it. All right, I promise we're going to get to this fantasy football talk here for a second. In a minute. Make sure you continue to tune in today to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. As soon as my show is done, man, we're going to air the Kicking It with Kesey show. Where he's talking hip-hop. He talked a lot of hip-hop today about Empire and these whack rappers in 2015. And I get it. Styles change, and whatever one person does and was successful at it, then these record labels, man, these record companies and these distributors, they just want cookie cutter. They just want the bottom line. They just want to make the dollar. So the originality is, a lot of times is put on the back burner. But man, damn, everybody have to sound like damn Future. Everybody don't have to have one of those little voice changing things and do little basic little rhymes. Him and the other dude from Atlanta, 2 Chainz. 2 Chainz raps a little bit, but I mean, it's just no real depth into their rhymes, man. It's just none. So at the start of the show, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, before I get to that, man, hey, check all of our gigs out on Fiverr.com. Go to Fiverr, Fiverr.com. I talked about it a little bit earlier where we're doing a bunch of things. We can interview you on my show, which is basically like an infomercial. We can promote you on our social media, which we have a huge reach in social media, voiceovers, broadcast your show on my network, the Doug Stewart Show, or the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Host or speak at your event. Play your music on our show. If you're an artist and you have some good music, hopefully you're not a whack rapper, and you trying to get your music out to the masses, you can to a large degree, close to 10,000 followers to the network. Anything. Check all of our gigs out on Fiverr.com. That's the Doug Stewart Show, or Stu the Q4. That's actually on Fiverr is my username. Stu, STEWTHEQUE, the number 4, on Fiverr.com, and do some business with us. I was looking at this. We talked about in the first segment. This Kevin McHale thing, very distressing. Getting fired for the Houston Rockets. If you look at their team, man, you look at their team on paper, and it's just on paper. Just on paper. But Ty Lawson at the point, then they got Jason Terry, Patrick Beverly, who are very solid players as well, backing him up at the point guard. James Harden, this guy I think should have been, I actually voted for him. If I had a vote, I would have voted for him last year as the league MVP. I thought he did more for his team than Steph Curry actually did for his, to be honest with you. James Harden, underperforming. Trevor Ariza, you know I love Trevor Ariza. Solid veteran, won championships in this league. Then you got Dwight Howard, once again, looked like Tarzan, play like Jane. Terrence Jones at the power forward position. They got some great players. They bring in the kid from, what do you play at Louisville, Montrezl Harrell, Sam Decker, they draft him, Corey Brewer. They got a great squad on paper. But the game, sadly, is not played on paper. And chemistry and heart, in particular, not having heart, it really matters, man. It really matters. You just can't put players out there and think they're going to gel and they're going to have chemistry and that they're all going to have heart. And clearly, heart and chemistry is missing for the Houston Rockets. Let me read more of your chat here. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you for tuning in if you're new to the show. Obviously, tomorrow we'll get a lot more into football. If you're from Georgia, Georgia Bulldogs got a real tricky one. They take on Georgia Southern. I'm just saying, you got to be careful. Georgia typically plays this game over the last couple of years to try to prepare for Georgia Tech, who they play after, to prepare for the triple option. So that's kind of why they play Georgia Southern. Georgia Southern upset a couple of years? Was it Georgia Southern that beat Florida a couple of years ago? They're always one of the preeminent teams in that second tier of football. I remember my first college football game ever was at Georgia Southern in Statesboro. Big-time football program there for that level of football once again. They got to be careful. A couple of big matchups in college football. We'll talk about a ton of that tomorrow on the Doug Stewart Show. But let me read some of this chat from Grego Jersey. Is it really as bad as people make it out to be season 2? And I guess he's talking about Empire. I don't think it's not as good as the first season. Let me say that. It's definitely not as good as the first season. And I don't know, maybe it's kind of worn on us a little bit. It just seems like this year they are way over the top in some of these storylines and some of these scenarios that they're in. And it's become a lot more of a musical this year than I can remember it being last year. Maybe it was last year. But now every time I turn around, man, Jamal is singing, like he's freaking Freddie Jackson or something like that. It's just, it's just way over the top. And I know it's a TV show and they're trying to be dramatic. I get all of that, but this year just seems a little bit different. But I don't think it's as bad as it's insulting to Black America or, the themes in it are insulting to Black America. I don't look at it that deep. I just don't. It's a TV show about rappers in a music industry family. I think a lot of the stuff they're talking about is very true. And a lot of the positions you find them in is very true. If you were to go back and look in the background of what Puffy has been going through over the last couple of years, Dr. Dre and all of these producers, man, I think that it's very believable. Just from what we've read and what we've heard about from Source Magazine and Vibe Magazine, I can imagine. I can imagine that a lot of this stuff is true. It seems a lot more over the top this year, but I don't think it's that bad, that bad and that insulting. From Chuchi, beats today remind me of bass music of the 90s. I don't know about that. I got to think about that for a second. I don't know if you're trying to say that it's bad and saying the bass music of the 90s was bad. If you're talking about Mr. Chuchi, and thank you for the post. If you're saying that rap music, bass music from Atlanta and from the South, from Miami and all of that was bad, I disagree. It was just different. It was just different than the norm. If you're from New York City, yeah, you probably were shocked to hear the success of bass music from Atlanta, Kilo Ali and them cats, and then what Luke was doing down in Miami is just different. But, you got to expand your mind a little bit, man. I don't think it's bad. From Fatboy McCool, Pam from Martin can get the D. See, where did that come from? From Sandman, the Battle of Empire was so freaking corny. Nobody does freestyle battles over beats anymore. Come on, son. Yeah, that's true. That's true. You don't really traditionally hear cats. No, I don't say that. I've heard a lot of battles over beats, and I've heard a lot of battles where it's just like a cappella, where they just go at each other. And then they had, if you didn't see it last night, they had Funkmaster Flex, who has lost about 3,000 pounds. Ball award to you, Funkmaster Flex. Damn! That ninja looked like a different person. That was Funkmaster Flex, right? I didn't even confirm that, but I just like, damn, that's Funkmaster Flex. But Funkmaster Flex was kind of like the MC, or he narrated this thing, is the proper term, I guess. He narrated this thing. He actually put on the music, put the music on play, and they battled over these beats or whatever. But that really didn't jump out at me. Yeah, but I guess most of the time we think a battle, we think of, no beats at all. That's what I'm saying, man. From Matt, Pam from Martin makes the honorable mentions list. Honorable mentions list of what? From Vince Wright, don't sleep on Iowa, you Ohio State's fan. Their quarterback is very mobile. From Miss Mocabella, the Gloria Allred representing those 6 women who were having sex with Charlie Sheen. She's trying to get more publicity at all costs. Damn. So 6 women have already come out and I guess sued Charlie Sheen. Wow. And they got Gloria Allred, as their attorney. Yeah, you have to come up off of that money, sir. Yeah. Now, did they contract the HIV virus? Do they have AIDS? And can they verify that they got it from Charlie Sheen? I got to read more about that story, Mocha. All right, when we get back from the break, man, we'll talk a little bit of Dallas Cowboy football, in particular Tony Romo. He made some comments talking about him coming back this weekend to play for the first time in, 8 weeks? We'll get into that. We'll also talk about fantasy football a little bit later. Don't go away. This is the Doug Stewart Show. In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and #1 independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree, at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree@thedougstewartshow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes!
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your #1 advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975, and work it out.
The world's heavyweight champion of sports and guy talk radio. This is the Doug Stewart Show. Shouts out to all of the Stewies listening up today, man. Don't forget, as soon as my show is done today, at around 12 p.m. Eastern Time, the Kicking It with Kesey show. It was a very appropriate conversation today, all of this rap talk we've been doing. My man Kesey talks about storytelling in hip-hop and how it's changed and how it's different. This is a real hip-hop perspective storyline with the Doug Stewart Show and the Two Live Stews. Traditionally, that's what we were raised up on, man. I mean, bottom line, love me some hip-hop, man. So my man Kesey will talk about it today. You don't even have to log off, okay? It's going to air as soon as, and this connection that you have right now, it's kind of different than terrestrial radio. This connection is the proper term for online radio. You don't even have to lose your connection. Support my man Kesey right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. So Tony Romo was back after being on the sideline with a torn rotator cuff, dislocated shoulder or something like that for like 8 weeks. Here's a quote that he made in talking about his return. I think that the guys understand where we're at. I think they also understand the season is not over. It's far from it. I think right now we just need to understand that we're getting started and we've got to go do our job and do it to the best of our ability and start getting this thing on the roll. And I'll tell you what, man, I said it a couple of days ago. They always talk about to determine the most valuable player, how much does he mean to his team? Tony Romo went out. The Dallas Cowboys were 2-0. In that time that he's been gone, they've lost 7 games in a row. Sounds like an MVP to me. Now, I've been very critical of Tony Romo over the years. He will lose you a game quicker than he'll win it. I always call him Brett Favre Jr., same type of player. But, man, this is very, very revealing about this organization, and I guess you kind of get why that Jerry Jones gave this man all of the money he did. It's kind of an eye-opener. It is. Now, we'll see if he comes back and they go on this run. So what, they played 9 games, 16 games in a season. So what, they've got 7 more games. If they go 7-0, that's 9 wins. Can you get into the playoffs with a 9-7 record? Probably. You can. Not probably, you can. It's going to be a tough stretch, but I don't know. You got him coming back off injury. Dez seems like he's still not 100%. That's that foot or that broken bone that he had in his foot. He doesn't seem like the same guy yet. So these guys are still rusty. You got that rust factor that you got to factor in as well with guys coming back off of injury. So right now in the NFC East, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, the New York Giants are ahead of this division, are in the first place spot in this division with a 5-5 record. Oh, boy. And I know Vern's somewhere right now celebrating, Vern from Jersey, or listening to the show right now. I don't know if I saw him in the chat or anything like that, but just excited that his Giants are right now in the lead in this NFC East with a 5-5 record. That's nothing to be proud of, sir. I just got to be honest with you. That's nothing to be proud of. Your team is winning a division at 5-5. But I guess it is what it is. Like my Uncle Donnie always says, I'd rather win with luck than lose with skill anytime. So the Giants are ahead in the division 5-5. Then you got Washington 1 game behind, 4-5. Philadelphia 4-5 as well. And then Dallas 2-7. So technically, as bad as Dallas has been over the last month, they're only 3 games out of first place. Yeah, so if the Giants lose 3 games in a row, and everybody's beating each other in the division, if the Giants lose 3 games in a row and the Dallas Cowboys win 3 games in a row, then hell, the Dallas Cowboys are in first place. So it's not out of reach. I get it, but a lot of things have to happen perfectly for the Dallas Cowboys, to win this division, because there's not going to be a wild card coming out of this division this year. That's just not going to happen. So Dallas takes on the Dolphins this weekend, 1 p.m. kickoff on Fox. We'll talk more about that on tomorrow right here on the Doug Stewart Show. Yeah. 404-382-0338. You can also email me at doug@thedugstewartshow.com from the Kicking It with Kesey show. What up, Kesey? He supports this show as well as has his own show on the network. He says, Chuchi, you named all the Florida-based all-star cats. Georgia represented 2 A-Town players, Kilo Ali, Raheem the Dream, Shy D, Kizzy Rock, and more. Yeah, Chuchi said something earlier about, it kind of sounded like he was kind of dissing bass rap music or whatever. He says, yeah, he compared today's music with bass music, rap music from back in the day. I don't agree with that at all. Yeah, I don't agree with that at all. I mean, that was original stuff, really. If you're honest, like these Southern rappers, man, in the bass movement back in the 90s, early late 80s, I mean, they created their own revenue. They created their own business model, their own. I respect that. I like it. I mean, one of the greatest party starting songs in the history of party starting songs is that Luke, I Wanna Rock. I need to find that. I need to play that on the show. Man, they played that back in the day at the party, man, and then just lost their mind. Yeah. So, I mean, just a ton of stuff from Luke and, like my man Kicking It with Kesey just mentioned, a ton of A-Town, Atlanta stuff, man. A-Town players, Kilo Ali, Raheem, all of them cats, man. Much respect to them cats. Chef Ivan the Great. He says all the black righteous stuff about Empire is BS. The storyline is just whack. It's corny and very reachy. They're reaching for topics. I 100% agree with my man Chef Ivan the Great. Yeah, I think that a lot of times, and I don't think we look to do it, and it might even just be subconscious. Like, black folks look for ways to pick at shows, and they want to be so righteous, and like that's the perfect term that my man Chef Ivan the Great said, black righteous stuff. I'm all for righteousness. And I'm all for positive black things in the black community. But every show don't have to be the Cosby Show. And the Cosby Show actually is a bad example at this point in time. But every show doesn't have to portray a positive message. I think a lot of shows, is good that they show and portray a positive message. But do they all have to be positive messages? There's a ton of quote-unquote white shows that don't show a positive messages. Why we got to be so prolific and so righteous all the time? It's not even that serious. So I definitely agree with my man Chef Ivan the Great about that part of it. And I also agree with him. The reason why I'm looking and thinking about stepping away from Empire, because it's just corny as hell, a lot of it. All of this singing, this musical aspect to it, people have been calling it and comparing it to Glee, which is as one of those shows where they're singing all of the time. It's corny as hell. It's corny. So I agree with that to a large degree, man. Let's see. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Texas Time, Doug sung on Empire. They would set a ratings record. Yes, man. Texas Time, you know what? I fielded a couple of calls from the producers of Empire about coming on there. But because of how I feel about the show, I declined. I actually declined. I could have been on Empire a couple episodes back. From Ghost Dog, Juan Cruz and Vince, stop encouraging that ninja to... I don't want to read that. Matt, Power is about drug dealers and you never see them sell dope. It's a love story. Power's about... you do see them sell dope. They always, have... those meeting places at the Stash House, I guess that's the street vernacular term for it, where they always show all of the money. You don't really see drugs change hands. Maybe I guess you could quantify Power as a love story between Ghost and, what's the chick's name? Angela. From Miss Mocabella, no more Empire talk. I don't watch the show. Sorry, Uncle Luke. Doug killed the Miami Uncle Luke off. What? I didn't kill Uncle Luke off. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Clay Davidson, she advisor. I saw what you did there, Doug, comparing Jamal to Freddie Jackson. You caught that, huh? From Hakeem, he says, Shamunda Loaf won that battle. Shamunda Loaf. That's her real name? Is that like her birth name? Shamunda Loaf? I didn't know that, but I'm telling you, she's tight as hell. I'm a big fan of that chick. I'm a big fan. And you can tell, I guess maybe they got some consultants, some real rapper consultants that probably go through and they decipher, who's a good rhymer, a rapper or not. And somebody told them, listen, this chick here can go, because I really, really am a fan of her. From Thorny Switch, don't what, Chucktown, who's your team? They're talking about sports, which is a good thing here on this show, I guess. From Fail Pay, big-time football program, big-time racial issues in that area. Who are you talking about? From Uncle Luke, I know Lisa Turtle, mental health issues ruined the find. Yeah, Lisa Turtle from that show, what was it, Saved by the Bell? I never saw it, but I know exactly what you're talking about. What's her real name? I don't know, but I've seen very sad story about that young lady, man. She's been going through some issues. I guess y'all talking about old school TV shows and Thelma from Good Times and the chicks from Living Single. Fail Pay. Why Will Smith talking about doing a new album? These youngers out here today going to ish on it. Yeah, which I'm a fan of Will Smith. I think Will Smith is a very good rapper. I'm not going to say he's a great rapper, but Will Smith is a very good rapper. But his time is gone. See, that's the problem. That's one of the problems I got with hip-hop as well. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Is hip-hop historically generally doesn't support its legends like other genres of music. Like in rock, like you talk about the Grateful Dead and the Rolling Stones, they're revered, and the young people that follow that genre of music, they revere them as well, but not in hip-hop. In hip-hop, these young people, they'll talk about Big Daddy Kane and Rakim so negatively. It's bad. And why is that? Why is that? Like the same way they pay homage to, the greats of rock and roll, and name that keeps coming to my mind is like the Grateful Dead or the Rolling Stones. Anybody if they come to town, they sell out in 10 minutes. It ain't like that for Big Daddy Kane and Rakim. It's a lot of disrespect from young people about the old rappers, man. I don't like that. I don't like that. When we get back, man, we'll talk about this fantasy stuff, man. Also, did you see the matchup last night with the Twin Towers? My gosh. It's got to be uncomfortable to be 7'6" tall. It's got to be very uncomfortable. We'll talk about all that stuff. I'll read more of your chat. This is The Doug Stewart Show. We're back. The Two Live Stews are back on air every Saturday morning at 11 a.m. on WGST. It's sports talk with hot sauce. Special thanks to our sponsor, Bruce Hagen at Hagen-Law.com for making it happen.
640 WGST in Atlanta. Search 640 WGST on iHeartRadio worldwide.
Yes! In life, things happen, good and bad. And being prepared is always important. If you're like me, a husband, a father, and protector of that family tree, then your family is the most important thing in the world. 95 million U.S. adults don't have protection in place. So, what I've done is put my protection in the hands of the largest and number one independent financial services company in North America, and that's Primerica. They look out for middle America because they believe that offering the most competitive premiums only benefits the client and have been doing so since 1977. If you're a parent, husband, or wife and want to discuss options with one of Primerica's top reps, then call my guy, Greg Wynn, at 678-439-7172. Again, that's 678-439-7172, and he'll put your family first. And hey, tell him that Doug Stewart sent you. Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. That's right. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's bbmobileapps.com and tell them the Doug Stewart Show sent you.
National Debt Relief is one of the country's largest and most reputable debt settlement companies, made up of energetic individuals who are passionate about helping thousands of Americans with debt relief. Most importantly, we're all about helping our customers through a tough financial time in their lives with education and individual customer service. We're dedicated to helping individuals and families rid their lives of burdensome debt, specializing in debt settlement, and they've also negotiated settlements for thousands of creditor and collection accounts. Providing clients with both expertise and proven results, this means helping customers in time of hardship to get out of debt with the least possible cost. It can also mean conducting financial consultations, educating the customer, and recommending the appropriate solution. Core Services offer debt settlement as an alternative. I repeat, alternative to bankruptcy, credit counseling, and debt consolidation. National Debt Relief is your number one advocate group to help you reestablish financial stability as quickly as possible. So give us a call at 844-828-4975. Again, that's 844-828-4975 and work it out.
Yeah, I reminisce about the old days, man. I do a lot of that on this show. Reminisce about the old days in hip-hop, how it used to be. How these youngins pay no respect to the forefathers of the game. I mean, just deplorable. Just deplorable. I'm going to read more of your chat here in a second. You're listening to The Doug Stewart Show. But, man, I don't know how, and I know a lot of y'all think that I did it on purpose, but I promise you I didn't. I don't know how we got all the way to Thursday, and I didn't talk about the Doug Stewart Show Fantasy League on Tuesday after the Monday night game and yesterday. I know you're thinking maybe it's because you lost, Ninja. That's not the case. I just forgot. Y'all didn't remind me, or I didn't see it in the chat. But this week's edition of a recap of the Doug Stewart Show Fantasy Football League, your boy did go down to the green team. Congratulations to the green team, 98-90. I just feel the need to give you some details about this matchup because it is my show after all. So, I started Marcus Mariota. Ben Roethlisberger is my starter. This ninja was hurt. He wasn't going to play. And in the first, series, Landry goes down and Ben Roethlisberger comes in and has a career day, scores 27 points. Marcus Mariota got 8 points. Here's my problem with it, man, is if you were healthy enough to come on the field, why didn't they start him? If they dressed his ass out with the intent that if the starter went down, he has to start, right? Who does that? Mike Tomlin owed my ass a victory, man. He do. Marcus Mariota gets 8 stinking points, struggles against Carolina, obviously. And on the bench, I had Ben Roethlisberger on the bench. This man gets 27 points. I easily would have won my game against Green Team. But that didn't happen. And then another flaw, fatal flaw from this past weekend that I made, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, is I didn't start Michael Floyd. And I should have. I probably should have. I've actually got the Randall Cobb kid that starts for me usually. But if I would have just stepped back and thought about it for a second, I would have said, man, they've been struggling in Green Bay. And Carson Palmer and the Arizona Cardinals have been killing. Floyd has been playing good. Michael Floyd got 23 points. So there's a lot of instances there. I'm looking at his bench. There's not anybody on the bench that he could have said the same thing and started them and had more points, really. He had LaShawn McCoy. He put him on the bench. I guess he could have played him over DeMarco Murray. But bottom line is, man, it sounds like I'm making an excuse, and maybe that's technically what I'm doing. But I don't make excuses. Congratulations to your green team on a great victory. You beat the king. Then I look at the rest of these scores. Stringer beats Bussers Blue 5 110-64. This one really, really hurt. Now I don't really even read the entire score after the decimal point, but Texas tie in 9-0 the Rhino. 9-0 the Rhino loses to Texas tie. Texas tie wins 84.58 to 84.36. That one hurts. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. That one really, really hurts. And I've been there where you lost by less than a point. That one really hurts because you go back and you look at all of your players and what you should have done, kind of like what I just did with my team. And you're like, damn it. And you think about, a team down on the ball at the end of the game as opposed to giving it to your running back and letting them get, a half a point more. That really hurts, man. I'm sorry to hear that for you, 9-0 the Rhino. I've been there before, though, brother. RC's Purple Gang, 112-52 over Run CNC. Run CNC only puts up 52 points. That's bad. Below the belt, but that wasn't the worst. We'll get to that in a second. Below the belt, beat Star-Lord 94-27. Bookmark that. Rel Scott squad. What up, Rel Scott? He beats Dobby the Great 91-83. And Tar Heel Blue beats Fell Pay 65-59. Both of their teams actually suck too. It was just a lesser of two evils. Yeah. But so this week's big winner, big scorer this week in the Doug Stewart Show's Fantasy Football League is RC's Purple Gang with 112 points. Well done, sir. in this week's bottom of the barrel, low life, should quit their job and put a gun to their temple. No, we don't really want you to do that, man. I'm just playing radio. But for real, Star-Lord, you got to do something, bruh. Bruh, it's impossible to score just 27 points in our format in fantasy football. It's impossible. Like, the only way you don't score over 27 points is if everybody in your team gets hurt like in the first quarter. No, not even that, because that's impossible. The only way you score less than 27 points is if you forget to change your roster and you got a bunch of guys on the field that had a bye this week or something like that. You just made a mistake. I don't know, man, and it also came out in the chat room, and you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show, that my man Star-Lord really didn't understand the waiver wire rules. So that's all on you, bruh. What kind of damn coach are you? You don't know the waiver wire rules. I would tell you just to go ahead and trade all your players, man, but I don't want. We're not going to allow that. I'm the commissioner of the. No, I'm actually not the commissioner of this league, but we won't allow any funny business like that for you to just drop all your players. So, I mean, you just going to have to live with it. You have to live and die with your team. You're going to have to drown with the sinking ship, bruh. Because your team, and I'm holding 2 thumbs down, and I'm pointing my toes down, too. Your team sucks. Hey, I don't know what you're going to do, man. That's humiliating. 404-382-0338 is the number to the show. Let me read some of this chat from Uncle Mike. Hip-hop takes their legends out behind the barn and shoots them. That's right. That's right. That's what we do. We take our legends, and I mean legends, you know, and we take them out behind the barn and put a bullet in their head. That's the second time I've used that reference in this segment. But yeah, it is really, really sad. You know, it's really, really sad. No other genre does this. It's legends like that, man. Clay Davis' Sheed advisor. He says, you can't be 50 years old talking about you selling cane. Nobody believing that. Well, I agree with you with that. No, when I talk about the legends, when I want to go out and see Rakim or Big Daddy Kane or Heavy D, or God bless his soul, he's definitely gone. I've said that a couple times today. Like if I want to go out and see, you know, those guys, LL Cool J, I'm not expecting them to sing anything new. I want them to sing their songs and their perform their lyrics that they did 25 years ago. So if they were talking about that type stuff, and really the legends weren't talking about all of that drug dealing stuff back in 1989, if they did, that's understandable because that was the time they were living in. You know, it might sound kind of funny that a 45-year-old dude is rapping about things that he talked about as a kid, but I don't think that's a bad thing. Now, yeah, if you're a Nas or Jay-Z and you go out there and you talk about selling rocks, that is a head scratcher. It's not cool in the first place, but that is a head scratcher. But I don't think that's the right way to talk about that story. From Fel Pay, he says hip-hop songs have expiration dates. I don't agree with that, man. See, I guess y'all part of the damn problem. See there? Man. Barry Manilow, Bob Dylan, you know, Rick Jagger. Is it Rick Jagger? Mick Jagger. Them cats don't have no problem making their cheese, man, because they respect it. Man, Kumo D couldn't fight. He couldn't pay somebody to bring him in there, man, and perform, man. Kumo D need to eat too? Kumo D need to eat too, man. Melly Mel need to eat too. Okay? Why we do them like that? Maybe we need to start some type of campaign. Save the old rappers. Help the old school rappers eat. 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 You know what I'm saying? It's very disrespectful. See here, Clay Davis Sheed advisor, you're nobody till somebody kills you. Yeah, in the hip-hop world, that's kind of true. The legends of Biggie Smalls and Tupac Shakur and all of these rappers have really grown in their depth, you know, and that happens a lot of times in this world. But yeah. In hip-hop, you're nobody till somebody kills you. And that's really a sad state of society in hip-hop. Don't go away. We'll wrap up today's show up next on The Doug Stewart Show. Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com. America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play. So, you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STU to play for free. That's STU for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STU, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STU.
The best of the Doug Stewart Show.
Let me read more of this chat before I get out of here. Oh, my gosh. Okay, my man K3000. Yeah. If you're new to the show, K3000, he's kind of long-winded. We love him, though. So I guess this is why Tree's playing this music in the background. He says, Dougie, I feel you. People love making fun of people when they get caught doing something semi-wrong, like receiving extra like free shrimp. But they don't realize that a lot of these guys are effing starving and that they're effing restricted from even signing their name for gain. You give me a damn scholarship and I'm supposed to sign over all my damn rights, all my money-making potential. And if I don't comply, then you blackball me so that I can't make it to the next level to actually receive a check. GTFOH, he did a bunch of GTFOHs. CSI, this is the ish. I'm pissed off about too. That's like dude from Ohio State that actually went to court to get the rule changed and then got blackballed and lost at life. GTFOH, a lot of them. I'm totally with you, Dougie. I'm totally with you. Thank you, K3000. I'm with me, too.
At Ticket Liquidator, we believe you should have access to the experiences you want to be a part of. Since 2003, Ticket Liquidator has been connecting buyers and sellers with the most sought-after and often sold-out events across the country. Ticket Liquidator's nationwide network gives you access to one of the largest online inventories of sports, theater, and concert tickets, with prices lower than most companies in other markets. And our security policies are solid, so you can buy with absolute confidence. More tickets, better service, and lower prices, so you can witness the best entertainment, culture, and sports events worldwide. At Ticket Liquidator, we know that seeing a legend bring down the house or watching your team win the championship is about more than a ticket. It's about being there. For all your sports and entertainment ticket needs, call us at 855-638-3034. Again, that's 855-638-3034.
WELOVE 108 FM.
I mean, y'all know how hard it is for Flavor Flav to walk in somebody's company and interview for a job. Flavor Flav got to eat too, man. Cool G Rap, Kid and Play, all of these cats. I mean, help the rappers eat, man. Help the rappers eat. Welcome back to the Doug Stewart Show. Hey, man, thank you so much for tuning in today to the Doug Stewart Show. Make sure you stay tuned. As soon as we're done, man, we're going to air the Kicking It with Kesey show up next at 12 p.m. You don't even have to log out, man. Just stick around. Just keep your radio on or your your headphones or whatever you're doing at your job, man, and support my man Keisha, man. He got some good stuff going on. We've had this whole hip-hop theme going on today, man. Tune in to the Kicking It With Keisha show immediately following me. I meant to mention this earlier. Have y'all seen the commercials for the Wiz Live? That's right. They got a new Wiz, an updated Wiz, starring Queen Latifah. She's actually going to play the wizard, which is very progressive, I guess. You got a chick. Some people would argue that. But you got a lady playing the Wiz, a dude's character historically. I don't know who played the Wizard of Oz in the original one, somebody. But you know who played it in the Wiz? Richard Pryor, the great Richard Pryor. And so Queen Latifah is starring as the Wiz. Then you got Uzu Aduba as Glinda, the Good Witch. Common is playing the bouncer. The gatekeeper of the entrance to Emerald City is being played by Common. Stephanie Mills, who actually played Dorothy in the original Broadway production of The Wiz, as Auntie M. So real interesting stuff, man. They're going to air it December 3rd at 8 p.m. So I guess they're going to do this thing like a stage play. So it's going to be live, like a live stage play in New York City, which I've been to a couple in my day. I want to see how that plays out. Why wouldn't you tape it? What if somebody screws up their lines? What if somebody falls? Why would you do a live production on TV? I don't know. It's kind of strange. I'm sure they got their reasons on why they want to do it like that. But I can't wait to see that, man. Big fan of The Wiz. Big fan of The Wiz. All my daughters have seen The Wiz, man. And so let's see what kind of spin they put on it in 2015. One thing you can't say about Queen Latifah, she's a hustler. That she's not a hustler. Queen Latifah be getting that money. Ball award to her. From Chuchi says old school rappers better get on YouTube and hope to get a bunch of views. That's wrong. That's just wrong. From Juan Cruz says Kumo D works at the local supermarket. That's bad. Are you serious? Now Juan Cruz is from New York. So Juan Cruz, are you joking about that or are you serious? That the great Kumo D is working at a supermarket. And there's nothing wrong, with any job. Any job is honorable and respectable. But man, this is what I'm talking about. If this is true, that hurts. The great Kumo D. Now, he wasn't the greatest rapper, the greatest lyricist of all times, but he's an integral part of the history of hip-hop. He's a forefather of hip-hop. All of these young kids today having all the success is because people like Kumo D laid the path for them. Okay? Respect old school. Maybe that should be the hashtag, man. Respect old school. Let's do that after the show. All right? You need to follow me on all my social media. And you're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Let's do that. I'm going to go ahead and put it out there right now on Twitter. Can I get y'all to tweet out respect old school? Hashtag respect old school. Let's put respect old school rappers so we can make it more defined. And I'm going to do it right now. I don't have a great signal in this studio, but let's respect old school rappers. Right, let's see. There we go. Respect old. We're going to do OLD, not OLE, apostrophe. Old school, all right, rappers. Y'all want to do rappers or hip-hop? Let's do rappers because we're talking about the individual. We're not talking about the, respect old school rappers. Okay? Respect old school rappers. Could y'all retweet that for me today? Let's see if we can get that trending. Seriously. Because now they telling me that Kumo D working in somebody's supermarket. That's very, very disrespectful. Yeah, Kumo D, part of the Treacherous 3. Chef Ivan the Great, Kumo D and the Treacherous 3 battle Grandmaster Cass. Damn, you really going back talking about Grandmaster Cass. Ace Foster says most 80s respect resorts. Our rappers got jobs. See, now you trying to be funny. Mo D ended Busy B's career. He really talks some New York stuff. I've heard all of these terms, Grandmaster Cass and Busy B. From Loose Neck Side, Stephanie Mills got a fat shorty. Chicks are sexy. Stephanie Mills got a fatty. Oh, boy. I don't know if I should even run that on this show. You're listening to the Doug Stewart Show. Y'all killing me in this chat room. Let's see. From Darian Finley, Stephanie Mills is a leprechaun. She's a leprechaun in the damn movie? Oh, you're saying she's a leprechaun in real life. How dare you, sir? What up, Falcons? A good example of talking teenage youthful rap to a older and mature audience is De La Soul. They are still doing their thing and eating well. They kept putting out music and found a new youthful audience as well. Yeah, if you want to appeal to the younger kids today, you have to put out new stuff. You have to kind of switch up your style a little bit. The rap flow or the rhyme flow back from 1989, these kids today just don't get it, you know. But I don't know if you should dumb down your raps. You know, it's almost kind of like a moral thing. I don't know if you should dumb down your rhyme scheme and your raps just to make money in 2015. And I know that's a question. That's an issue that a lot of these old rappers probably are confronted with. You know, you want to make money, you got to pretty much sound like Future. I talked about that earlier. And it's very disrespectful to get Kumo D. Well, Kumo D is probably not a good example. It's very disrespectful so that you're relevant that you have to dumb down your raps to sound like Future and you rock him. Or you KRS-One. Like, they won't do it. They got too much respect for themselves. They would never do it, so they don't eat. You know? It's kind of like a good comparison to, you know, wanting the Two Live Stews just to say everything else that everybody else says. We're just not going to do it. I mean, has it prevented us from getting checks? Yeah. Obviously it has over the last couple of years. It's just certain things that you got to believe in, man. If you believe in certain things, if you don't believe in something, you'll fall for anything. And I'm sure KRS-One and, you know, these old school rappers have been approaching, man, listen, you just need to sound a little bit more like 2 Chainz and we can put you on. And KRS-One probably looked at him like, I would never do that. You know how KRS-One talks. I would never do that. No. So, I mean, I don't even know how we got in this conversation today, man, but it's very disrespectful, man, in my mind. It's very, very disrespectful. I don't have no problem with you adapting your style, but at what point do you compromise your integrity? You know? At what point do you compromise your integrity? We talked about that a couple of days ago, or maybe it was yesterday. Like, we was talking about everybody has a price, you know? And I'm sure everybody does have a price, but you know, there's certain things that no matter what, there's no amount of money in the world that would make me compromise my integrity. You know, that's kind of like an unwritten thing. I don't know, man. All right, so the hashtag, and I see a bunch of y'all have retweeted it. Please retweet it for me, man. Hashtag respect old school rappers. We're going to do our part to help the old school rappers eat, baby. Yes, sir. Welcome to the new listeners to the Doug Stewart Show. We get them every single day. Thank you very much for tuning in. I'm telling you, we have a good time around here. This is what we do Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Eastern Time right here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. A couple of things I need y'all to do, man. You know, before I get out of here. Don't go anywhere, though, because Kesey's coming up in a second. A couple of things I need y'all to do. One, I need you to tell one person about the Doug Stewart Show and the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. That would be big. And also, I need you to go online into your app store on iTunes, and I need you to go to The Doug Stewart Show. Search The Doug Stewart Show. And give me a 2 or 3-word review, and also rate the show. Preferably 5 stars. That would be good. That's big, man. I really would appreciate that. Thank you very much. Shouts out to all of the Stewies. The new ones, too, that tuned in today to the Doug Stewart Show. Thank you. I really do appreciate it. Shouts out to the Tree of Life, the producer to the show. Waterhead Walter, the assistant producer, as well as my engineers, Dwayne Bassan and Gerald Oliveri. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Once again, don't go away. The Kicking It with Keisha show coming up in about 1 minute. Stay tuned for that. And we'll do this again tomorrow. Fantastic, freaky, funny Football Friday. Same Doug Stewart time, same Doug Stewart channel. Peace!
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people, just like you.
Yes! Do you have your own radio show? Are you an artist or a DJ? BB Mobile Apps is the solution for you. They specialize in creating mobile apps for entertainers. You can have your own mobile app where your followers can hear your shows or music, watch your videos, and view all of your social networks in one place. You can even make money with banner ads and send push notifications directly to your audience to make sure they get your messages. Everyone has their phones on them, right? A mobile app will add credibility to your brand because your content will be accessible to them while they're on the go. BB Mobile Apps also makes apps for bloggers, actors, and producers. The process only takes about 20 minutes. Just go to bbmobileapps.com and click Get Started Now. That's BV, V as in victory, mobileapps.com, and tell them Doug Stewart sent you. Yes, sir! We're doing some huge things here on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the Doug Stewart Show, and the biggest thing being broadcasting other shows. That's right, we're executive producing other shows and playing them on my network. You may have a fantastic show or podcast, but do you have listeners? We got listeners. Over 9,000 followers to the Doug Stewart Show on the Spreaker platform, as well as over 200,000 plus listens to the network itself. So here's what you do. Go to Fiverr.com, that's Fiverr.com, and search the Doug Stewart Show or Stewart Media and Entertainment and get all the details. Or just hit up the producer, Tree at TreeAtTheDougStewartShow.com. That's spelled Trei. Tree at TheDougStewartShow.com, and come and do business with us on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Yes! Fantasy sports fans are winning huge cash prizes every day at DraftKings.com, America's favorite place to play daily fantasy sports. Daily fantasy means no season-long commitments. Play whenever you want. Just pick your sport and draft your team. It's like a new season every time you play, so you're never stuck with the same players. Last year, $300 million were won at DraftKings.com, and you could be next to win big. Go to DraftKings.com now and enter promo code STEW to play for free. That's STEW for free entry now at DraftKings.com. Also, if you use promo code STEW, DraftKings will match your initial deposit up to $600. Deposit $600, play with $1,200. DraftKings.com, promo code STEW.
Anybody got to say anything, you let me know.
The most excellent idea, sire.
Is it?
And you taught him what he needed to be a man. I'll give you that. Because most men ain't man enough to do what you did.
You've reached the Kicking It with Key C show. Once again, you've reached the Kicking It with Key C show. Today's topic is on hip hop. We're going to go over the storytellers of hip hop. That is an art that is missing now in today's version of rap. You have a couple people who still will do storytelling rap, like your Kendrick Lamar's, your J. Cole's, etc. But anyway, that is our topic today. We're streaming live with the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Shout out to you listeners. And let's go ahead and get right into it. So, as I was coming up, one of my first recollections of a storytelling rap song, and probably one of the more famous ones, was The Message, Grandmaster Flash and the Furious Five. In The Message, they actually spoke about hard times, struggles in life, just basically trying to cope and trying to survive with your daily life going around you, your struggles, losing your job, trying to find a job, unemployment. Maybe you're having to hustle out in the streets, having to come home and feed your kids, but yet don't have money, stuff like that. That is The Message. So we're going to actually, I will be playing excerpts of these songs as I discuss them. So let's dig with a little sample of that one.
Broken glass everywhere. People pissing on the stage, they just don't care. I can't take the smell, can't take the noise. Got no money to move out, I guess I got no choice. Rats in the front room, roaches in the back, junkies in the alley with the baseball bat. I tried to get away, but I couldn't get far, cause a man with a touch of repossessed my car. Don't push me, cause I'm close to the edge. I'm trying not to lose my head. It's like a jungle sometimes, it makes me wonder how.
The Message was responsible for one of the first true songs that actually broke down that story format, and it was sampled later on from a couple other songs, such as Mace and Puff Daddy. Then also there was another one by Ice Cube and Das Effects. So it had a very influential message, but it also had a very infectious beat. Okay, another significant song right after that particular song, The Message, was a very hugely popular rap group duo by the name of Run DMC. Run and DMC actually put together several songs that had a storyline format. One of them at the time was Hard Times, which was very similar to The Message from Grandmaster Flash. Same thing, it actually spoke about having a struggle and basically trying to cope. Same type of ordeal. They intertwined rhymes, they traded different verses with each other and spoke about their experiences. You had Dumb Girl, which was another one of their songs. You had Mary Mary. I mean, you had a whole bunch of different songs that spoke, and then Peter Piper was also another one. So they had several different songs where they actually told stories. So we're gonna dig into Hard Times. Play that one.
Hard times spreading just like the flu. Watch out, homeboy, don't let it catch you. Prices go up, don't let your pocket go down. When you got short money, you're stuck on the ground. Turn around, get ready, keep your eye on the clock, and be on point for the future. Shop Hard times.
All right, so that was an awesome song there from Run DMC. Following Run DMC along the same clique and group, coming out of the Def Jam camp, which was Russell Simmons, brother of Joseph Simmons of Run DMC, were the Beastie Boys. So the Beastie Boys had Paul Revere. That was one of their big singles that came out, and it actually had a story time rap to it. And with that, it was more of a comical. These guys are just saying, kind of crazy lyrics with a nice driving beat, where the song actually was a record being played backwards to make that beat. This is one of those Rick Rubin beats, and he was known to be cutting edge with his big drum sounds and rock riffs, etc. But Paul Revere was a classic for those guys. It was crazy, spoke about wild things, and it also followed the same format of entertainment in that vein of storytelling rap.
Now, here's a little story I got to tell about three bad brothers you know so well. It started way back in history with that Rob and me. My team. Then had a little horsey named Paul Revere. Just me and my horsey in a quart of beer. Riding across the land, kicking up sand. Sheriff's watches on my tail cause I'm in demand. One lonely beastie I be. All by myself without nobody. The sun is beating down on my baseball hat.
Now, we're still going to stick with the Def Jam family because they had two other groups that were very influential with the storytelling. One of those groups being Public Enemy. So Public Enemy had a variety of different songs. They were a political group. They talked politics. They had some hard edge lyrics and hard-hitting beats, driving rhythms, but they actually spoke about a overthrow or a rise of the authority in their song, Black Steel in the Hour of Chaos. We'll play this right now. We're going to play that song, and you'll see how he actually intertwines the beat, his lyrics, and the rhythm and the political rhymes, which actually infuse an emotion out of you, because when you hear it, you're like, oh man, you kind of picture yourself, you kind of picture the story of him going through this overthrow in the prison. And I guess he's a political prisoner at that time. So that's that one.
I got a letter from the government the other day. I opened and read it. It said they were suckers. They wanted me for their army or whatever. Picture me giving a damn. I said never. Here's a land that never gave a damn about a brother like me and myself, because they never did. I wasn't with it, but just that very minute it occurred to me. The suckers had authority. Cold sweating as I dwell in my cell. How long has it been? They got me sitting in a state pen. I gotta get out what that thought was thought.
All right, let's pause for a break.
Whole Team Enterprises, a full-service graphics and marketing company that will take your company's image to the next level, specializing in graphic design, web hosting, printing, video editing, event planning, and more. They are cost-effective, professional, and have an awesome quick turnaround. Please give them a call at 888-755-0036 or visit them online at www.wholeteam.com. Be sure to get your car serviced by the professionals at ICN Services, located in the Buckhead area of Atlanta. They are a full-service automobile concierge service who are an on-site automobile detailing provider with the advantages of their come-to-you service. Your car can get their needs taken care of while you continue your day. They will take your vehicle to appointments, inspections, repairs, returns, and more. Find them online at www.itscleannow.com or reach them at 404-934-0675.
Go see my guys at Platinum Auto Accessories in Lithonia, Georgia. They can get your car audio needs tight. In addition to the audio enhancements, they specialize in visual enhancements for your car as well. Lighting, rims, alarm systems, remote starts, and more. Visit Kevin and James with some of the best deals in the Atlanta metro area. Conveniently located at 2648 Lithonia Industrial Boulevard, off I-20 and the Evans Mill exit. Also give them a call at 678-323-7888. Mention this ad for a special discount. Friends of the Kicking It with Key C show.
You've reached Kicking It with Key C show.
Woke up quick at about noon. Just thought that I had to be in Compton soon. I gotta get drunk before the day begins, before my mother starts bitching about my friends. About to go and damn near went blind. Young niggas at the pad throwing up gang signs. Ran in the house and grabbed my clip with the Mac 10 on the side of my hip. Bailed outside and pointed my weapon. Just as I thought, the fools kept stepping. Jumped in the foe, hit the juke.
Okay, we're back, and you're still kicking it with Key C, streaming live over the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. And we are still diving into storytelling rap, storytelling hip hop. We went over a lot of Def Jam artists. We would be omitting a very important rapper if we did not mention this next one, which is Slick Rick, because most of his style was storytelling the whole time. He's one of the greatest storytellers of all when it comes to the hip-hop genre of the golden years. Slick Rick actually had several songs. He first came out with a storytelling rap, very popular at the time. Him and Dougie Fresh did Lottie Dottie. They did The Show. And he had a solo song by the name of Children's Story, which was very popular at the time. And he dropped Children's Story, and it was totally infectious how this song went, the beat went, and people were able to sing along. The chorus, everything was very popular when it came to this song. It was a club banger. And let's just go ahead and play that.
Once upon a time, not long ago, when people wore pajamas and lived life slow, where laws were stern and justice stood, and people were behaving like they ought to good, there lived a little boy who was misled by another little boy, and this is what he said. Me and you tonight, we're gonna make some cash, robbing old folks and making the dash. They did the job, money came with ease, but one couldn't stop, it's like he had a disease. He robbed another and another, and a sister and a brother. Tried to rob a man who was a DT undercover. The cop grabbed his arm, he started at...
All right, let's keep this thing moving here. All right, so our next artist that we're going to bring up right behind the Slick Rick, we have KRS-One of the group Boogie Down Productions. So we have several storytelling songs from the Boogie Down Production side as well as KRS-One solo. So he was also a major contributor to the style. He was a very well-known battle rapper, but he also had songs that were infectious. This particular one that we're going to talk about is Love's Gonna Get You. He actually spoke about he used the love of items and possessions as a theme of the song, and how if you do not take control of this love or take control of this desire for possessions and status and money, that it will take you out. It will be the downfall of you. And that's kind of what he discussed in this song. And it's crazy because this song is still relevant to today. It still has relevant ties to items and status and things that are occurring today. So it was a very relevant song. Let's go ahead and get on that one.
A boy named Rob is chilling in a Benz in front of my building with the rest of his friends. I give him a pound. Oh, I mean, I shake his hand. He's the neighborhood drug dealer. My man, I go upstairs and hug my mother, kiss my sister, and punch my brother. I sit down on my bed to watch some TV. Do my ears deceive me? Nope. That's the fourth time this week. Another fast brother shot dead in the street. The very next day while I'm off the class, my mom's go to work cold.
All right, let's keep this thing going. All right, we're going to move on out. We're going to take this back over to the East Coast again. We've got several notable rhyme sayers. You had Rakim. Rakim had Mahogany. Mahogany is a slow flow song that he created where he spoke about meeting a female. He spoke about talking to this female, and when he spoke to her, he had, basically he had his escapade or his sexcapades hooking up with this female that he met at a club, and the beat, the flow, everything went together as he went through this song and gave you a painted step-by-step melodic picture of this song. So we're going to play that one. That's next.
Me and Eric B was coolin' at the Palladium, seen an all-world cover girl. I said, hey lady, I'm sorry if you're in a rush. Don't let me hold you up or intervene or interrupt. But you got the look, I wanna get to know you better. I had to let her know, but yo, I didn't sweat her. Cause if you would've seen what I was saying, almost looked Korean, but European. When she spoke, her accent was self-explanatory. Even her body language told a story. Her name was...
Yeah, so Rakim had a way of words. When he dropped these songs, he like I said, he was a wordsmith. He was able to flow like no other. His style was like nothing you had ever heard from anybody else. He was a wordsmith. He wasn't just your average elementary type rapper. He had a very complex style, way above his time. And the beats that I think Eric B was his producer at the time, but the beats that Eric B was dropping, at that time, there were a lot of James Brown samples, etc. But they had a great pairing. And I think this Mahogany was on that second album, or was it his third album? I can't remember. But the way it hit, the way that bass line hit, and the way that snare hit on it was an awesome combination of a song. All right, so we're going to stay along that same vein, like from Rakim, and we're going to our next guy, which is Kool G Rap. He was a serious instrumental wordsmith during that time. His flow was fast. His flow was complex. He was different from almost anybody else at that time. He kind of reminds you of coming off that vein of the Juice Crew. I think he was. Yeah, he was a Juice Crew member. So at that time, everybody had their own personalities, and he was one that was a notable lyricist, different from what you heard from a Big Daddy Kane. But he had a complex flow, faster style, and the beats was driving and banging. So what we're going to do is we're going to play one of these songs here from Kool G Rap, and after that song, that's going to lead me into my next artist. All right, let's go with it.
In the streets of New York, dope fiends are leaning for morphine. The TV screens follow the homicide scenes. You live here, you're taking a chance to look, and I take one glance. There's a man inside an ambulance. The crowds are getting louder. I wonder how the people want to go fight for the right powder. People hanging in spots. They waited till the blocks got hot and got raided by the cops. I'll explain the man sleeping in the rain. His whole life remains inside a bottle of night train. Another man got his clothes in a sack.
So if you listen closely to Kool G Rap style, you can tell there's another artist from the same area or from that same style vein by the name of Nas. So Nas actually debuted on a Large Professor song. Well, at the time it was Large Professor's group. I forgot the name of the group. Oh, Main Source. It was a Main Source song, Live at the Barbecue. Nas debuted on that song, and he ripped it when he came out. But if you listen to Nas style, it's very similar to a Kool G Rap style, but it's a little more different. But he was also a wordsmith of painting a picture. He was an awesome picture painter.
Freedom of jail clips inserted. A baby's being born, same time a man is murdered. The beginning and end. As far as rap goes, it's only natural. I explain my plateau and also what defines my name. First it was nasty, but times have changed. Ask me now, I'm the artist, but hardcore my signs for pain. I spent time in the game, kept my mind on fame. Saw fiends shoot up and do lines of cocaine. Saw my close friend shot, flatline in my sane. That depends, carry Mac 10s to practice my aim. On rooftops, tape CD covers the trees. Line a barrel up with your weed.
He was able to take these songs and put you there in the same situation. And in that same vein, you had Nas, you had the guys from Mobb Deep, you had Raekwon and Ghost from Wu-Tang, the same type of deal. They were complex rhymes, and they were able to put you in the vein of, like, they rap about everything. I mean, they rap about details and things that put you, like I said, it gives you a full picture. So he may say, okay, look at his shoes. His shoes are dirty, but the shoestrings are untied, and his pants is laying low. You know what I'm saying? So it's like different things that actually let you see the whole picture. And back from the Nas song, I spoke about another duo, Mobb Deep. Mobb Deep was very instrumental in painting a grimy street picture, a street edge of, let's see, they were actually able to, along with driving beats, speak about situations and speak about real life conflict and what else? Just basically, ghetto life, crime life, hustling life, those type of things. So they dropped it in a lot of their songs. So we'll go ahead and put one of the songs like Trife Life. We'll put that on, and you'll be able to hear the painting that they did of that.
It's just another day. Drowning my troubles with a 40. That's when I got the call from this brown skin shorty. She asked me where's my crew at. Said we can do whatever. She got a crew too and said that we should get together. I said alright, just call me back in an hour so I can take a shower and gather up the manpower. Then I hung up the horn, and I thought to myself that it might be on. Cause this trick ain't pick up the phone and call me in years. Ever since I left the whole lonely in tears, ain't no telling where the friends will end up in it.
Okay, that was Mobb Deep. See, we're running out of space here because I got so many to go. But all right, we're gonna go to another instrumental guy along that vein, and that is Redman. Redman did a major song when he first came out called Superman Lover, and in this song, he dug through capers of him approaching a female and the escapades they had, almost kind of like the Mahogany thing, but his is a little more comical and a little more edgier. And what else? Just basically in that whole Redman style, you know what I mean by that. We'll go ahead and play a little bit of Superman Lover. Keep this thing moving.
Up, yo, I be the Superman lover. I'm about 5 minutes right out your baby mother. I'm still broke, still gutter. Hit 4 chicks, they revenge like 4 brothers, then rob a bank teller. I'm sorta like Old Yeller, call me for trouble. I got chopper bullets that spray out the umbrella. I'm advanced boy, the Doc Bigelow, the man whore. Got Miss Incredible and Catwoman on camcord. When your neighborhood or city in a drought, fuck a boat, I can fly there. 300 an ounce, re-up my account. Wear a do-rag and I don't got way.
There were some very instrumental guys from the South that were doing storytime raps. One thing was an ode to, we'll go before I even go in there, we'll go with 8 Ball. 8 Ball did a song on his solo album after 8 Ball and MJG's song. He did a solo song, and this song was my homeboy's girlfriend. So we're going to speak about that. My homeboy's girlfriend actually spoke of an escapade, him visiting one of his friends, and when he visited this friend, he was approached by the girlfriend, and he spoke about some of the risque activities that were done and how he didn't want to do it, but it was to the point of being able to resist that. Kind of probably something that people may contemplate but are too afraid to say. That's what he did with this song. Kind of crazy. Let's get into it.
Breakfast, woke me up from my dreams, bacon sizzling, searching for the kitchen like a fiend. What I seen straight took me by surprise. Angela half naked, not trying to hide. She saw me looking, but kept cooking. What's up with that? Invited me to sit down and said she'd be right back. I poured a glass of OJ and pulled up a seat. Angela came right back and sat next to me, kissed me on my cheek and said,
"Oh, you cute. I don't know what it is, but it's just something about you."
With her hand on my leg, she kissed me on my...
All right, behind 8 Ball. We'll keep this in the South. And there was a song by the duo Outkast who did an ode to storytelling by incorporating Raekwon in their song, and they called it the art of storytelling. And I'm sorry, that's skewed on the barbecue. Art of storytelling actually was Outkast featuring the greatest storyteller of them all, Slick Rick. That's the art of storytelling. I'm sorry, part 2. So they did one of those, but they also did one on their own. But Outkast had a lot of songs here. So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna drop the art of storytelling on you.
Somebody hit me the other day for a rendezvous. Was it the bitch that fucked the goodie and the dungeon crew? Let's say her name was Susie Screw, cause she screwed a lot, making a nigga hit that chunk at legitimate spots. Not no parks, back seats, and things of that nature. Had to hate your player. I'm digging the hoe down, never said I paid her. Straight later, slayed the bitch like Darth Vader. Made her from College Park and Fed, all the way down to the hater. Like Jada, her whip was sharp and sporty, that was shouty. Saved the snake and eggs in a Beamer 840. It's foggy, I went to the crib to call her, but she lost me. My baby mama beat me, 7 o'clock is gonna cost me, but I still wanna cut her though. Maybe she had...
You'll be able to enjoy the South version of storytelling. There's other people that we've, like I said, this is a very quick overview, but there's a whole lot of people who from the South who are great storytellers. Mystical was one. Ghetto Boys was another one. UGK is another one. So there's a lot of them. So this is, like I said, a brief overview. And lastly, we're going to have to take this thing back. Actually, we may have fit 2 people in here. One of the great storytellers coming back over here to the East Coast. We will go ahead and jump to the Notorious B.I.G. because he was very instrumental in the whole genre itself. And we'll go ahead and play one of his songs that was made him very famous. I mean, a lot of his singles made him famous, but this is one that allowed him to be on the map. And it was a big hit for him. It was actually one of his first singles, Juicy.
It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine. Salt and pepper and Heavy D up in the limousine. Hanging pictures on my wall. Every Saturday, rap attack Mr. Magic Marley Marl. I let my tape rock till my tape pop. Smoking weed and bamboo, sipping on private stock. Way back when I had the red and black lumberjack with the hat to match. Remember rapping Duke? The hard. You never thought that hip hop would take it this far. Now I'm in the limelight cause I rhyme tight. Time to get paid, blow up.
Thank you for being able to share your time with me. We ran up on time. I left off a slew of other artists, so we'll call this the Storytellers of Hip Hop Part 1 because there got to be Part 2 or Part 3 on it. But I want to thank you for allowing me to drop some of my knowledge here with you, sharing, listening to some of the music that I put here, and doing it all live on the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Thanks for everything you do. God bless. Take care.
Even though the streets are bumpy, lights burned out, dope fiends die with a pipe in their mouth. Old school buddies not doing it right. Every day it's the same and it's the same every night. I wouldn't shoot you, bro, but I'd shoot that fool if he played me close and tried to test my cool. Every day I wonder just how I die. Only thing I know is how to survive. There's only one rule in the real world, and that's to take care of you, only you and yours. Keep dealing with the hard times day after day. Might deal me some dope, but then crime don't pay.
You're listening to the Stewart Media and Entertainment Network, home of the #1 sports talk show on the planet, The Doug Stewart Show.
This is a revolution in radio, the realest, trillest sports talk show in America, The Doug Stewart Show. This is sports talk for the people.
The Stewart Media and Entertainment Network. Real talk, real radio, real people. Just like you.
Yeah!